Now let's look at the origin of candles. Like, how did candles come to be? In those days, it was in Japan. They actually sell rice and all of that. So people needed to keep track of, the demand, the supply for this commodity, the rice. What's happening? Is the prices going up? How often does it go up? Like, how is it going up and all of that? So like from there, a candle was actually developed. Now you have to understand that this is about psychology. This makes things very, very easy for you. Very, very easy. Like in those days before we had this kind of chatting platform that we have now, what people do is that they manually record these things for themselves. Like they come out and then they manually record it for themselves. Like, okay, this is the opening price, and then you see them. This is the drop in price. Then price goes up. This was the high, and then price closed here. So this gives what we call the bar chart. So this was how people were actually recording, their candles ab initio. So this becomes the closing price, the opening price, the low, and the high price. So people were actually recording this on a book for themselves until we had this charting system. So you have to understand, like, why did this come to be? It's very, very important. Like you have to understand history for you to have the ability to at least predict the future. Without the past or without history, you cannot predict the future. It's not possible. So you need a little bit of knowledge about what has happened before. Okay, what keeps happening? Why is this happening? When this happens, what happens? For you to now say, okay, I can predict the future. What is intelligence? Intelligence is what is not factual, but your ability to look at what is yet to become a fact and intelligently presume something, and then it becomes the most or closest to what becomes the reality. So that is intelligence. So how do you even gather intelligence? How do you actually get to be so intelligent enough to be predictive? So you have to look at what has happened before. Patterns have repeated itself. How to see. So it's when you look at history, you can be able to have intelligence. That looking at history now becomes your intelligence gathering to now predict. Without intelligence gathering, you cannot predict. So if you don't keep track of these things, there's no way you could actually predict. So let's say, for instance, I want to predict that to know whether the prices of rice will go up or go down. Now is when I start keeping track of all of these, how prices is reacting some months, then we start having what we call seasonalities. I noticed that when it's rainy season or after rainy season, during the dry season there is more supply for rice. During the rainy season there is lesser supply for rice, and you start keeping track of all these things. See, prices go up, so you open and then we close higher. It's time to know these things. So this is just how important these things are. So like, I really want you guys to understand what this candle is all about. It's not something that is strange. It's just that, just like the way we use mathematics to explain some certain things, like when you look at regression, you look at so many other things in mathematics, like these things are trying to use mathematical formulas to predict or to explain or to illustrate. You get, now you look at diagram, you use diagram to illustrate, predict, and all of that. So here, this is our own diagram, this is our own mathematics. This is how we actually illustrate. This is how we describe. This is how we internalize things. Just understand that this is a different field, and then we use different mechanisms, different methodologies. So this is just it. It's not something gibberish. It's not something that is, quote unquote, strange. Forget about the narrative you hear out there. People are just making it seem like, this is a big deal, difficult thing. It's just how they have come to understand some of these things. But most of them are actually seeing this like is a gamble. You just come here, you place in this, you follow this line, you do that. No, that is why I titled this series From 0 to 100, explaining things detailedly to make it make sense, not just about lines or whatever. I want to make everything make sense to you guys. So see you guys on other lectures that I'll be having. So this is a well prepared lecture. Every other thing has been prepared. We have so many other things prepared. So we just keep going gradually until I get to the point where I teach you guys some certain approaches, and then take you guys from 0 to 100, where you would, without paying a dime, be able to predict the market accurately every week, every month, every year. And your risk management will guide you through the rest. I just want you guys for now understand these candles: bullish candle, bearish, a bull and a bear. This has a history. It has a history in Wall Street to why we start calling this the bullish candle, and then why we start calling this the bearish candle. But I wouldn't want to go into all those, but just understand the bulls, the bears. So yeah, as we keep going, keep exposing some certain things, and I believe you guys will keep understanding more and better.